Mew drew 2-2 before Leeds, many new steps to heaven. At least twice since the beginning of the new year 2023, the Manukians thought of the opportunity to compete for the Premier League title with Man City and Arsenal. And on both occasions, their thoughts were immediately quelled by Erik ten Hag's own team. Obviously, the most realistic goal for Mew at this time is still to reach the top 4 and win tickets to return to the Champions League next season. Dream twice. For the first time, the audience who loved Mew felt that the top of the table was not just a dream when they came upstream to beat Man City 2-1 in round 20. At that time, the Red Devils shortened the gap with Man City down to 1 point. Although they are still 11 points behind Arsenal, they will have the opportunity to close to the top when they meet their opponents directly in the next round. However, the dream of the Mew only lasted 3 days, and was completely extinguished after 7 days. After the victory over Man City, Mew's progress was blocked by Crystal Palace in the match in midweek. It was a match where the Red Devils showed great physical problems when they had to follow a tight schedule of 3 matches/day. It was also the match that made them lose Casemiro because of a suspension right before the Great War with Arsenal. Then, a crushing 2-3 defeat at Arsenal's field brought Mew back to the ground. Despite only losing close to the last minute, but Mew was completely inferior to the top team. The weakness of the deep strength of the Red Devils is evident when they do not have any plans to replace Casemiro at this time. The second time Mew fantasies had just come earlier this week, when Man City was suddenly accused of financial fraud by the Premier League and was in danger of being deducted points. Just before that, Mew had successfully paid off Crystal Palace while Arsenal and Man City both lost in round 22. However, the dream of the Mew people again died in an offset match. Instead of taking advantage of the opportunity to speed up, the Red Devils were held by their opponent in the bottom group, Leeds, drawing 2-2 in an unstable game. Notably, this is also a competition where Mew does not have Casemiro's service because of a suspension. They will continue to lose the Brazilian midfielder in the next 2 matches and certainly face many difficulties. Can't burn the stage yet. In the past week, coach Erik ten Hag has reiterated his plan to revive Mew. The Dutch coach emphasized that Mew needs at least 2 to 3 right transfer windows to build up a squad capable of competing for big titles. Ten Hag has only been to Mew for more than half a year and has spent a summer. What he is doing exceeds the initial expectations of MU fans, and sometimes makes them fly too much. However, reality is always harsh. The ungainly draws against Crystal Palace, Leeds, or the loss to Arsenal show that the Red Devils cannot burn the stage. Their frame is taking shape, but is weak and lacking for long-distance races. Defender is the only line of Mew that is considered good enough, when Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Tyrell Malacia are also on the bench. However, the rest of the positions are not as comfortable. In the position of goalkeeper, the Red Devils only have De Gea to shoulder. It will be a disaster for the red shirt team if the Spaniard is injured or down in form. The story is similar in the anchor position that Casemiro holds in midfield. The statistics don't lie. MU only conceded 0.7 goals/match and won 2.3 points/game on average in the Premier League when Casemiro started. When this midfielder was not in the starting lineup, MU conceded 2.4 goals/match and won only 1.4 points/match. Mew reacted very quickly in the January transfer window when they promptly borrowed Wout Weghorst and Marcel Sabitzer to fight the fire. However, both are ultimately just temporary solutions. Weghorst is yet to score in 4 Premier League appearances, while Sabitzer is just a simple upgrade to Fred and McTominay. With a squad that relies too much on such pillars, Mew cannot fly further. They need to be realistic to avoid burning sticky rice at the end of the season.